false.
啊，先生，那会不会是兵老爷弄错了？
Shen? Could it be that the soldier made a mistake?
沈先生，你怎么看？
Mr. Shen, what do you think?
此事到底是守门的兵丁大阵记错了，还是周老先生弄错了？
Is it ultimately Soldier Shen who made a mistake? Or Mr. Chao who made a mistake? What do we think? Yes. Thanks, Stream Elements. I'll make note of that. 3 hours late, but thanks for the update, I guess. Oh, everybody oh, I see. Oh, I lost connection. I was wondering why Stream Elements was suddenly re-informing that I was live. Shit, what did everybody miss? What was the last thing you guys saw? Okay, I don't think you missed very much. It looks like I only dropped a couple hundred frames. Okay. Hi. Alright. So, about 30 seconds. Yeah. Alright, so the guard, you were wondering why he's waiting for the guard. I was noting he wasn't waiting for the guard. He was just waiting for the notice. And the guard showed up, and then the notice was posted. And he was like, oh, notice, and left. The problem is, our soldier said he posted the notice, and then he saw the guard. And then he stood guard. So now we have to decide. And Mr. Chao is swearing up and down that he's not making a mistake in his testimony. So, we have to decide. Did the guard make a mistake in his testimony? Is Mr. Chao making a mistake in his testimony? Or some third thing? Actually, while you guys think about it, I'm gonna grab a drink refresh. While you guys catch up emotionally and decide. Well, I mean, I'm only saying that because there are outright 3 options on here. The soldier made a mistake, the guard made a mistake, Chao made a mistake, or neither of them made a mistake and there's some third thing. That's straight up an option, to be clear. Not kidding. Unfortunately, they're neither of them necessarily reliable. We do know that the soldier is also a little on the simpler side as well. Alright, last chance for votes. I mean, I'm gonna pick the one that I know is the answer, but last chance for votes. If you were playing, what would you click? Yeah. To be clear, Jasmine, because you said his Chao seems like a decent guy. Probably. To be clear, both of these are saying, I think they made a mistake. Neither of these are like, I think that this guy's the killer. Alright.
也许他们两个人都没有弄错。
Maybe neither of them made a mistake.
哎，还有这种情况？
Is that really the case?
因为他们看到的并不是同一个人。
What they saw was not the same person.
周老先生看到的人，很可能是
It's highly possible that the person Mr. Chow saw
周老先生看到的人，正是你。
the person Mr. Chow saw was you,
马捕头，
Officer Ma.
马捕头，
Officer Ma?
你凭什么说是本捕？
How can you say it's me?
周老先生在罗家门口看到官兵，是在同事放榜之前。
Mr. Chow saw the soldier at Lo's house before the release of the examination results.
那时候，兵丁大阵正在占榜，1刻钟后才来到罗家门前把守。
Shoulder Chang was posting the notice. Then, 15 minutes later, he came to guard Lo's house.
因此，周老先生看到的并不是他，
So it's not him Mr. Chow saw.
而是一位带刀的官员。
Rather, an officer with a sword.
普通的官兵日常出勤随身佩矛，只有马捕头随身佩刀。
Ordinary soldiers carry spears with them on daily duty. Only Officer Ma carries a sword.
说起来，今天上午在衙门里，我们都没怎么见到马捕头。
Speaking of it, we didn't see Officer Ma in the court this morning.
马捕头，这是怎么回事？你上午去哪儿了？
Officer Ma, what's going on? Where were you this morning?
大人，我担心罗翁一案有遗漏的线索，去他家附近又调查了一遍。
I fear there's missing clues in Master Lo's case. I went to investigate them again near his house.
应该是我经过罗世文家的时候，被周老爷子看见了吧？
I think I was seen by Mr. Chow when I passed by Lo Shiwen's house. He says he was heading back to Master Lo's house.
你是说，你只是经过，并未进屋？
You just passed by? Didn't enter the house?
周老头，你看到本捕进屋了吗？
Old Chow, did you see me enter the house? I'm not sure.
想来是没有。
I think you didn't.
禀大人，周老头能证明我没进过屋。
Lord, Old Chalk can prove I didn't enter the house.
他受你要挟才这么说的。
He said that because you threatened him.
而且，若马捕头没有进屋的话，
Besides, if Officer Ma hadn't entered the house,
地上的脚印又是谁抹掉的呢？
who would have erased the footprints on the ground?
什么脚印？
What footprints?
罗氏文生活邋遢，家中地面有积灰，极易留下脚印。
Lo Shiwen lived messily. The floor was covered in dust. It's easy to leave footprints.
杨二进过罗家，地上却没有他的脚印，其他人的脚印也都没有。
Yang entered Lao's house, but left no footprints on the ground. Also, no footprints of others.
说明杨二之后有人处理过现场，把地上的脚印抹去了。
It shows that after Yang left, someone manipulated the scene and wiped away the footprints.
这还不明显吗？
Isn't it obvious enough?
脚印自然是杨二抹掉的。
The footprints were erased by Yang
如果是杨二清理的现场，就不应该留下这件物品。
If Yang had cleaned up the scene, then this item should not have been left behind. I think it must be this one. It's the only thing I can remember.
说杨二能想到清理现场的脚印，
Yeah. If he's gonna bother to pretend that he wasn't there, he's not gonna leave the I was here basket. There's no point in erasing your footprints in order to pretend you were never in the room and leave the basket in the room. I was pretty sure that was it. If Yang could come up with the idea to clean up the footprints at the scene,
就不可能把这盒包子留在现场。
it would be highly unlikely for him to leave a box of steamed buns at the scene.
对哦，马捕头之前还说过，
Right. Officer Ma also mentioned before.
看到那个食盒我就猜是杨二。
I suspected it was Yang as soon as I saw that food box.
如果杨二想要抹去自己进过屋的痕迹，又怎会留下如此明显的证据？
If Yang were to erase his presence in the house, why would he leave such clear evidence?
如此愚蠢之举，换别人做不出来，杨二可未必。
Such a foolish act is not something just anyone would do. Yang might be an exception.
杨二这人做起事来，的确是顾头不顾尾。
Yes, Yang tends to focus on starting tasks rather than finishing them.
可他怎么会突然想到清理地上的脚印呢？
But how did he suddenly come up with the idea to clean up the footprints on the ground?
大人，我猜测杨二是受罗时文委托去帮他清理现场的。
Lord, I guess that Yang was commissioned by Lo Shiwen to help him clean up the scene.
但对柜子中的尸体并不知情。
However, he was not aware of the body inside of the wardrobe.
此话怎讲？
What do you mean by that?
吴大娘刚帮我们确认了杀人凶器，
Auntie Vu has just helped us confirm the murder weapon.
就是杨二拿走的那周画。
It is the painting Yang took.
什么？
What?
快宣乌大娘入堂！
Summon Auntie Vu to the court immediately.
“乌大娘，马捕头说，你认为这个画轴是凶器？”
Auntie Vu, Officer Ma said that you believe this scroll painting is the murder weapon.
老身的确有此怀疑。
I indeed have this suspicion.
此话怎讲？
How do you explain it?
只需将画轴与死者颈部的恶痕做一番比较，就能看出端倪了。
Just compare the scroll with the choke marks on the victims' necks. You'll see the clues.
他的颈部有一个长条状的恶痕，恶痕上还均匀分布着2道竖痕。
Long, linear strangulation mark on her neck, with 2 evenly distributed vertical marks.
再看这个画轴，上面绑了2根皮绑带。
Look at the scroll. There are 2 leather straps tied on it.
这2根皮绑带，无论是粗细还是间距，均与恶痕中的竖痕一致。
These straps match the thickness and spacing of the vertical marks on the strangulation mark.
从这个角度说，画轴应该就是凶器。
From this perspective, the scroll painting should be the murder weapon. But
不过什么？
what?
恶痕比画轴要更宽、更粗一些。
The strangulation mark is wider and thicker than the scroll.
这方面并不是完全吻合。
They do not completely match in this aspect.
大娘，这个痕迹有没有可能是多次反复扼压形成的？
Auntie, is it possible this mark was created by repeated and prolonged compression?
毕竟凶手气力不大，被害者也曾有过反抗。
After all, the murderer wasn't strong enough. The victim also showed signs of resistance.
如果说每次扼压的位置有偏移，倒也能说通。
If we consider the position of each compression has some deviation, it could make sense.
刚刚马捕头说，凶手气力不大。
Earlier, Officer Ma mentioned the murderer wasn't strong enough.
难道已经能确定凶手了？
Can you already identify the murderer?
凶手自然是罗世文，毕竟尸体在他的衣柜里。
The murderer is Lo Shiwen. The body was found in his wardrobe.
这么想，倒也不无道理。可是，
What you think happened does have some logic to it, but...
大人，这是在罗世文家找的报纸。
Lord, this is the newspaper found at Lo Shiwen's house.
罗世文这个恶毒小人，竟然将照片上罗翁和吕修传的脸都戳烂了。
Lord Shiwen, this wicked man, punctured the faces of Master Lo and Miss Liu in the photograph.
足见他对两人的恨意有多深。
It is evident how deep his hatred towards the two is.
沈先生对此怎么看？
Mr. Shen, how do you view this? Well, what do y'all think? At some point, we might have to agree with someone. Do we suspect Lo Shiwen? It pains you, but you agree with Ma. Alright, 1 vote for agreeing with Ma. You also suspect Lo Shiwen. Obviously, it might not be the case, but at some point you have to make a pick, right? Alright. Unfortunately,
不，罗世文未必是凶手。
Lo Shiwen might not be the murderer.
问题出在死亡时间上。
The problem lies in the time of death.
我初步判断，吕姑娘是在子时前后遇害的。
Based on my initial assessment, Miss Liu was killed sometime around midnight.
那个时候，我刚到罗佩家不久。
I had arrived at Lo Pei's house not long before that.
罗世文应该正忙着处理罗佩家的现场才对。
Lo Shiwen should have been busy dealing with the crime scene at Lo Pei's house, it seems. 哈哈哈。
沈先生，你知道吗？
Mr. Shen, do you know about this?
乌大娘可是荆楚地区最有名的仵作。
Auntie Vu is indeed the most renowned coroner in the Jingchu region.
你在她面前分析死亡时间，不是班门弄斧吗？
You are analyzing the time of death in front of her. Isn't that like bringing coal to Newcastle?
马大伟，你就别往老身脸上贴金了。
Ma Tawei, please don't flatter me.
但老身也确实想知道，沈先生的判断依据是什么。
But I am indeed curious to know. What is Mr. Shen's basis for his judgment?
我主要是根据尸僵的程度，还有手指、足趾关节强硬。
I mainly judge by the degree of rigor mortis and the stiffness in the fingers and toe joints.
你们这些外行人呢，就知道尸僵。
Ignorant laymen. Only know about rigor mortis.
试问检测了吗？同色观察了没有？指压之后，尸斑褪不褪色？
Was body temperature measured? Pupils observed? Did liver mortis fade after pressure?
还有，尸体状态变化可不是孤立的现象。环
Also
境
the-
因素考虑了吗？
Sorry, Auntie. Also, the body's state changes aren't isolated. Were environmental factors considered?
敢问，乌大娘推断的死亡时间是？
May I ask, Auntie Vu, what is your estimation of the time of death?
今日寅时，
Between 3 o'clock and 5 o'clock today.
寅时比子时晚了许多。
It's much later than we thought. How come?
不考虑现场特殊情况的话，可以认为是你说的子时。
If we don't consider any special circumstances, we can say midnight, as you mentioned.
但正是因为有这个情况，老身根据多年经验，将时间推后了2个时辰。
In this particular situation, based on my experience, I set the time 4 hours later.
现场
There is one other
特
factor,
殊
though.
情况，
We'll see if anybody gets there. This factor did slip my mind. I do remember me remembering it just in time, right before the game wanted me to last time, but the special circumstances at the scene.
你不是自称侦探吗？也去过现场。
You did claim to be a detective? You've been to the scene yourself?
老身说的情况，就一点儿都没注意到。
Did you not pay attention to the situation I mentioned earlier?
现场会影响死亡时间判断的证据是？
The evidence at the scene that could affect the determination of the time of death is... It was fucking hot, yo! I just want to make sure, yeah. I just wanted to make sure there wasn't like a separate thing saying hot. But yes.
我知道了， 问题的关键是这个炭盆。
I understand. The solution to the problem lies in this charcoal brazier.
由于炭盆的缘故，屋内闷热异常，堪比盛夏，尸体的腐化加速了。
There are two things to consider. The charcoal brazier made the room hot and stuffy, like summer, speeding up the body's decay.
环境温度高，则尸将出现早，消失早。
Yes, with high ambient temperature, rigor mortis appears earlier and disappears sooner.
反之，则尸将出现迟，消失也迟。
Conversely, with low ambient temperature, the rigor mortis would appear later and disappear later.
既然现场的温度堪比盛夏，就应该按照夏季的经验来推断死亡时间。
Due to the summer-like temperature at the scene, we should infer the time of death accordingly.
老身才将认定的死亡时间推后了2个时辰。
That's why I determined the estimated time of death to be actually 4 hours later.
既然案件发生在寅时，真相就一目了然了。
Since the incident happened between 3 and 5, the truth becomes clear to glance.
马捕头有什么见解？快讲来。
What is your opinion, Officer Ma? Tell us quickly.
很显然，罗翁和吕修传都是罗世文所杀。
It is evident that both Master Lo and Miss Liu were killed by Lo Shiwen.
昨天夜里，他先用潮膏迷晕了吕修传，藏于自己家中。
Last night, he first drugged Miss Liu with rice cake and hid her in his own house.
然后，他又去了罗翁家，将罗翁迷倒。
Then he went to Master Lo's house and drugged him as well.
在他欲杀害罗翁之际，沈先生来访，于是他临时改变了计划。
Just as he was about to kill Master Lo, Shen's visit caused him to temporarily change his plans.
今日此时，罗世文迷晕沈先生，杀害罗翁，并布置了案发现场。
Today, at midnight, Lo Shiwen drugged Mr. Shen, killed Master Lo, and set up the crime scene.
寅时，他回到家中，点燃炭盆，烧毁了血衣，还想要杀害吕修传。
At 3, he came home, lit the brazier, burned the bloodstained coat, and tried to kill Miss Liu.
然而，吕修传所吃潮膏较少，他中途醒来并进行了抵抗。
Are they saying that this crime happened at 4 a.m.? Yeah. Midnight, 3 a.m. My brain was thinking 3 p.m. and I'm like, that's... I mean, to be fair, he also investigated the crime scene. The bigger question might be why he didn't notice the damn code if he had investigated the crime scene. He would have done a pretty piss-poor investigation if he never noticed it. In his defense. Miss Liu had eaten less of the drugged cake. She woke up midway and resisted his attack.
罗世文最终用画轴将吕修传杀死，但时间也所剩不多了。
In the end, Lo Shiwen killed Miss Liu with the scroll, but there was not much time left.
为了赶在杨二之前回到罗翁家，他先将尸体藏于衣柜内。
In order to return to Master Lo's house before Yang he first hid the body in the wardrobe.
不料，他的诡计被沈先生当场识破，他自己则晕倒在现场。
Unexpectedly, his trick was exposed by Mr. Shen on the spot. He himself fainted at the scene.
吕修传的遗体因此被留在了衣柜中，直到阿福将衣柜打开。
As a result, Miss Liu's body was in the wardrobe until Afu opened it.
这就是
This is
起案件的真相。
the truth behind the whole case.
先生， 马捕头说的也不无道理哎。
Shen, what Officer Moss said does make sense.
马捕头所言甚是。
Yes, what Officer Moss said is very true.
沈先生，你怎么看？凶手就是罗世文吗？
Mr. Shen, what do you think? Is Lo Xingwen the murderer? This one is tricky, because as a game, it's tempting to just be like, the murderer is someone else, because obviously we're gonna solve it. And not this guy. But is the game, like, double tricking us, right? Because if you don't think it's Lo Shiwen, who do you think it, like, why? Like, what could be the contradictive evidence? Because if it's not him, there is some contradictory evidence. And that's the important thing to remember about games like this. Or this game specifically. Is it's never going to be as simple as, yeah, I think it's him, or no, I don't think it's him. It's going to be if you think it's his testimony is mistaken, you have to be able to poke a hole in it. So, the question is really two-part. If you think his testimony is not how it happened, then what is it really? Because if you can't think of something, maybe that it really is how it happened. The point of this part of the game is finding contradictions. So at some point, maybe you found them all and it's right. Alright. I will say, it is wrong, and there is a contradiction. So, I don't want to keep sitting here for too long, but see if you guys can come up with it before I get there, while I'm reading the story.
不，我认为真凶另有其人。
No, I believe the real murderer is someone else.
哦，不知沈先生认为谁是凶手？
Oh? I wonder who Mr. Shen thinks the murderer is the murderer.
马捕头的推理，乍听之下似乎无懈可击。
Officer Ma's deduction seems flawless at first hearing,
细想却总觉得什么地方不对劲。
but upon careful consideration, something feels off.
至于真凶是谁，
As for who the real murderer is,
沈先生，张大人问你话呢。
Mr. Shen, Lord is waiting for your answer.
若凶手不是罗世文，还会是谁？给个痛快话。
If the murderer isn't Lo Shiwen, then who could it be? Give me a straight answer.
凶手应该是
Murderer... The murderer should be... We can think about all of our evidence. I do wish it does it let us go over it does let us go over the actual testimony if we need to. I'd have to go pretty far back though to get to. Oh, that's right. No. Good news, guys. The dog's name is Hammer. It's very important to know. I don't know how we instinctively know that, but I'm glad we know that.
马捕头才是本案真正的凶手。
It's Officer Ma, the real murderer in this case.
马捕头，
Officer Ma? Right, but remember,
姓沈的，你不是在开玩笑吧？
don't think about story-wise. Story-wise, maybe it's obvious just because he's the one doing all the damn talking, right? We have to think about what is our actual evidence.
公堂之上，切不可戏言。
In the courtroom, jesting is not to be taken light.
这并非
These are
戏
some tricksy ones. It is not a jest.
不知沈先生怀疑他的理由是什么？
Mr. Shen, I wonder what your reasonings are for suspecting this person.
我需
There are a
要
couple.
再想想。
Please allow me a moment to think.
沈先生，你若觉得本部的推理中有漏洞，但说无妨。
Mr. Shen, if you believe there are flaws in my deduction, feel free to point them out.
沈先生，本官看你不在状态，是否
Mr.
身体不适？
Mr. Shen, I see you are not quite yourself. Are you feeling unwell?
沈先生既然身体不适，不必强求。断案追凶毕竟是衙门的职责。
No need to force it, Mr. Shen. Catching the murderer and solving the case is our duty, not yours.
马捕头的分析，本官听着挺有道理。
Officer Ma's analysis does sound quite reasonable to me.
我想，那应该就是案件的真相了。
I believe it should be the truth of the case then.
衙役，带沈先生和阿福下去休息。
Soldiers, take Mr. Shen and Afu for a rest.
且慢，
Wait a minute.
有件事我始终没想通。
There's one thing I still can't figure out.
按照马捕头的分析，案发现场的脚印是罗世文委托杨二清理的。
Officer Ma's analysis suggests Lo Shiwen hired Yang Er to clean up the footprints at the scene.
他还让杨二去他家中拿走了凶器。
He also had Yang Er remove the murder weapon from his house.
可是，罗世文被我戳穿诡计后就晕倒了，没时间与杨二交流。
But Lo Shiwen fainted after I exposed his scheme. There was no time to talk with Yang Er.
在此之前，他又不太可能预见到自己被抓。
Before that, it was unlikely he would foresee his being arrested.
一定有什么地方出错了，我需要仔细思考一下。
Something must have gone wrong somewhere. I need to think carefully. So that's one of the small pieces that
凡有
can
接触，必
leave
有
it.
痕迹。证据不是不存在，只是未被发现。
All contact leaves traces. The evidence is not non-existent, but instead undiscovered.
以本物之象及本事之象，次第安顿于各处所。
All objects and all images settle in different locations sequentially. It's so hot in here. These buns have stayed here for 6 hours. Please be careful. They might be spoiled. Don't worry, Shen. It's not spoiled.
室内十分闷热，导致尸体的腐化加速了。
The room is extremely hot, causing decomposition of the body to accelerate.
但放了3个时辰的包子却没馊。
However, the steamed buns that have been left for 6 hours did not spoil.
为什么会这样？
Why is it like this?
需要我来指明方向吗？
Do you need me to point you in the right direction?
不必。
Well, you guessed it might be because they were actually delivered later than the time, but we don't have any evidence to that being the case since we now know that he was there that earlier. Because the old man did witness him coming out of the house in the morning. We've already sort of established that to be correct. So there's a different reason.
这个案子，
No
我自己解
need.
决。
I will handle this case myself. The problem is we know that that's true because the old man said that it lines up.
那你倒说说看。
Go ahead then. Tell me.
马捕头能咬定凶手是罗世文的关键是什么？
What is the key factor for Officer Ma to be able to confirm that Lo Shiwen is the murderer? So I do like that for the really hard clues, you do get to sort of step there. So even if you can't think of the actual thing right away, you can still kind of get there. So like, even if you don't know exactly what's wrong or why, we do know, okay, the time of death is the key factor. That was what contradicted our version.
如果案件像我最初推测的那样，发生在此时，
If the case happened as I initially speculated, occurring at midnight,
罗世文是有不在场证明的。
Lo Shiwen has an alibi to prove that he was not present at the scene.
什么改变了死亡时间的认定？
What changed the determination? What changed the determination of the time of death? The heater. The charcoal brazier.
自然是炭盆。
Of course, it is the charcoal brazier.
乌大娘在考虑了炭盆的因素后，将认定的死亡时间推后了2个时辰。
After considering the brazier, Auntie Wu pushed back the estimated time of death by 4 hours.
这个因素可以排除吗？
Can this factor be ruled out?
排除？如何排除？
Ruled out? How?
炭盆只是提升了屋内的温度，
The charcoal brazier merely increased the temperature inside the room.
真正影响死亡时间认定的，是屋内闷热的环境。
The stifling heat inside truly impacted the determination of the time of death.
无论是炭盆还是室温因素，都是客观存在的。
Whether it is the charcoal brazier or the room temperature factor, both are objectively present.
炭盆还有一处变量，你漏考虑了。
There is another variable with the charcoal brazier that you overlooked. Hello, Tal.
时间，若闷热持续的时间不长，对腐化速度的影响就很有限。
Time. If the heat did not last long enough, the impact on the decomposition rate will be limited. The coat pieces might be a smoking gun, but not the best evidence, because it could have just, sometimes when you light stuff, it doesn't all the way burn away, if someone's not actively there watching and making sure. But we do have something else that indicates it might have been not on for very long, or at least lit later than a certain time.
食盒里的肉包子没有馊，很可能就是因为这个。
The fact that the meat buns in the food box did not spoil is likely due to this reason. So it probably wasn't hot for very long, because the meat buns did not spoil. If the heat was not long enough for the meat buns to spoil, then it was not long enough for the body to spoil, basically.
炭盆是什么时候被点燃的？很关键。
The crucial factor is when the charcoal brazier was ignited.
这个时间又该如何推断呢？
How can we infer the specific time?
若知道碳的燃烧速度， 就可以通过分析未燃尽的碳和碳灰的比例。
If I know the charcoal burn rate, I could analyze the ratio of unburned charcoal to ash.
即便如此，也难以反推点燃碳盘的时间。
Even so, it is difficult to deduce the exact time when the brazier was ignited.
因为不知道碳和碳灰的初始比例。
Because we do not know the initial ratio of charcoal to a charcoal ash. We don't know how much ash was already in there.
死板，想想碳盘是谁点的？
Stupid. Think about who lit the charcoal brazier. Officer Ma, if we're right.
马捕头说他只是经过，但并未进屋。这很可能是一句谎话。
Officer Ma's claim of just passing by without entering is likely to be a lie. Do we have evidence of that?
最有可能清理脚印的人，也是他。
He was the last to go by the scene. He was also the most likely one to clean up the footprints.
如果碳盘是他点的，一切就能说通了。
If he was the one who lit the charcoal brazier, everything makes sense.
沈先生还不肯走？
Mr. Shen, you're still unwilling to leave?
难道要本部亲自请你离开吗？
Are you suggesting I should personally request you to leave?
张大人，我已理清思路。
That would be, but unfortunately he already got bullied into saying he didn't enter, so we might have to rely on something else. Judge Chang, I have sorted out my thoughts.
不知大人能否听我一言？
I wonder if you, Judge Chang, would be willing to listen to my words.
姓沈的，不要敬酒不吃吃罚酒。
Shen, don't refuse a gift and then demand a punishment.
马捕头，先别激动。
Officer Ma, please calm down for now.
沈先生的分析，本官是想听一听的。
I would like to hear Mr. Shen's analysis.
罗世文并非杀害吕姑娘的真凶。
Lo Shiwen is not the one who killed Miss Liu.
马捕头才是。
Officer Ma is the one who did it.
大人，姓沈的血口喷人，叫我怎能不激动？
Lord, Shen is slandering me. How can I not be angry?
沈先生，请你告诉本官，你怀疑马捕头的理由是什么？
Mr. Shen, please tell me, what is your reasoning for suspecting Officer Ma?
周老先生离开后，马捕头确实进入过罗世文家。
After Mr. Chou left, Officer Ma did indeed enter Lo Shiwen's
屋内的
house.
碳盆是马捕头点燃的，脚印也是他清理掉的。
The charcoal brazier in the house was lit by Officer Ma. He also cleaned up the footprints.
笑话！本部会闲到去罗世文家点炭盆？
What a joke! Why would I have had the free time to go to Lo's house and light a brazier?
不，你的目的是制造死亡时间推迟的假象。
No, your intention was to create a false impression of the time of death.
这样便能把命案栽赃给罗世文。
By doing so, you could frame Lo Shiwen for the murder.
啊，先生，我不懂哎。
Shen, I don't understand.
炭盆使房间变热，会加速尸体的腐化。
Heating up the charcoal brazier in the room would have accelerated the decomposition of the body.
若是忽略这一点，不是反而会认为死亡时间提前了吗？
If we ignore this, won't we be more likely to assume that the time of death was earlier instead?
姓沈的，你信口开河，连自己的助手都说服不了。
Shen, you're talking nonsense. Not even able to convince your own assistant.
炭盆是专门为误导这个人而点的。
The charcoal burner was specifically lit to mislead this person.
这个炭盆
The charcoal
是
brazier
马
was
捕头专门为吴大娘点的。
The charcoal brazier was specifically lit by Officer Ma for Antivu.
为老身点的。
For me?
没错，他真正想要误导的人是巫大娘。
Indeed, the person he truly intended to mislead was Auntie Vu.
因为她是荆楚地区最有名的仵作。
Because she is the most renowned coroner in the Jingchu region.
此话怎讲啊？
What do you mean by that?
巫大娘有权威，我们在认定死亡时间时，会完全依赖她的判断。
Auntie Vu has authority. We rely entirely on her judgment to determine the
误
time
导
of
了她
death.
就等于误导了所有的人。
Misleading her is equivalent to misleading everyone else.
你倒是说说看，老身哪里被误导了？
Can you tell me then? Where have I been misled?
房间闷热会加速尸体腐化这件事，别人可能忽略，但巫大娘不会。
A hot room can speed up the decomposition of a body. Others may overlook it, but Auntie Vu won't.
马捕头正是利用了这一点。
Officer Ma precisely took advantage of this point.
他带大娘去现场，名为验尸，实则是为了让大娘感受到屋内闷热。
Good night, Jessamine. Taking Auntie to the scene for the autopsy was actually to expose her to the stifling indoor
这
heat.
屋里可真热呀！
It's really hot in this room.
然后他再利用捕头身份，让大娘相信屋内一直是这个状态。
He used his position as an officer to make Auntie believe the room was always in such a state.
但事实上，炭盆是马捕头在5时前后进入罗世文家时才点燃的。
But in fact, the charcoal brazier was lit by Officer Ma around noon when he entered Lo's house.
事后，马捕头让大阵守住大门，以便房间升温。
Afterwards, Officer Ma had Soldier Chan guard the door to ensure that the room would heat up.
当时距离我和阿福发现尸体，仅隔1个时辰。
At that time, it was only 2 hours before Afu and I discovered the body.
对腐化的影响很有限，
The impact on decomposition was very limited.
而这一切
And all of this
都是为了误导巫大娘。
was to mislead Auntie Vu.
可尸体明明是你和阿福先发现的，这怎么说？
But the body wasn't discovered by you and Afu first. How could it be said otherwise?
即便当时我与阿福未发现尸体，你也会找理由带巫大娘去现场的。
Even if Afu and I didn't find the body then, we'd find another reason to take Auntie Vu there.
原来是这样。
So that's how it is.
如果炭盆仅点了1个时辰左右，死者应该是在子正前后遇害的。
If the brazier was only lit for 2 hours, the victim should have been killed around midnight.
子正前后，罗世文还在罗佩家中分身乏术。
Around midnight, Lo Shiwen was still at Lo Pei's house, unable to be at 2 places at once.
马捕头，难道你真的杀了人？
Officer Ma, did you really commit the murder?
污蔑，这一切都是污蔑！
It's slander. It's all slander.
大人，炭盆明明就是那罗世文为烧毁血衣而点。
Lord, it was Lo Shiwen who lit the charcoal brazier to burn the blood-stained coat.
炭盆中的衣服碎片就是证据。
The fragments of clothes in the charcoal brazier are the evidence.
姓沈的竟然颠倒黑白，将屎盆子扣在本捕头上。
Shen is distorting the truth and slandering me.
如果炭盆是罗世文点的，
If Lo Shiwen was the one who lit the charcoal brazier,
杨二进午时应该感觉到闷热才对。
that was the other contradiction that I mentioned. Yang specifically did mention that there was nothing unusual about the room, and Sheng took mental note of it. He said, I wonder why he didn't notice that thing. Yang didn't find it hot. It was hot after Yang left. But we have one more sneaky piece of evidence. But this was one of the big ones.
但他却对此毫无印象。
But he had no impression of it at all.
屋内空无一人，小人也没发现什么异常。
There was no one inside the room. I didn't notice anything unusual either.
而在杨二之后进屋的，只有你了，马捕头。
The only person who entered the room after Yangtze was you, Officer Ma.
你怎么知道杨二没撒谎？
And how do you know Yangtze wasn't lying?
就凭什么说本部进过屋？
What evidence do you have to claim that I entered the room? Unfortunately, if Officer Ma's theory is correct, then Yangtze would lie, because he was hired to help clean up the thing. So we still have to have a piece of evidence.
马捕头说的有道理，杨二之言不可尽信。
That was the clue that tipped me off, but the final clue did take me a hot minute. Officer Ma's argument does make sense. Yangtze's words cannot be entirely trusted.
沈先生，你可有其他办法证明炭盆是马捕头点的呀？
There seems to be one particular piece of evidence that we have all forgotten about in all of this hubbub. Mr. Shan, do you have any other way to prove the charcoal brazier was lit by Officer Ma?
这件证据也能证明屋内闷热的时间很短。
This piece of evidence can also prove that the room was only stuffy for a short period of time. Now, I know a piece of evidence that helps depict our story, but I'm not sure if that's the one he's asking for right now, because it's not really evidence about it being stuffy, about it being stuffy for the short. It's evidence that the scene was changed. So I'm not sure if it's the one he's looking for right now. We already did the steam buns. Is he looking for it again? I might get this one wrong. I either can present the steam buns now, and if it's wrong, then it's the other thing. Okay, good. I thought it was.
现场的那盒包子就是证据。
Yeah, because we haven't specifically called out the fact that... No, we sort of talked about this, but we haven't specifically said, like, hey, if the thing was on for a long time... We've used the steam bunk as evidence of when our delivery boy went in there, but not directly about this. We've internalized it, but we've not explained it out loud. That's what I was
旧包
pretty
子
sure.
若在闷热环境下放置3个时辰，定然会变味。
It's easy to forget because we already chose this as evidence in our head. But we didn't actually say that part out loud. So that's where I got mixed up. I think I got mixed up on that one last time too. I think that was one of the few I would have I actually did make this mistake last time. I didn't make the full bar of mistakes. At the top you can see how many mistakes you're allowed. I think I did screw this one up because I got mixed up, because we've already chosen this as evidence in our, like, mind palace. And I sort of got mixed up that we hadn't actually said that part of the evidence out loud. If meat buns are left in a stuffy environment for 6 hours, it would definitely spoil.
大阿福当时尝过，包子并没有馊。
Afu tasted them at the time. The buns were not spoiled.
千真万确。
Absolutely true.
阿福是你的助手，他说没馊就没馊。
Afu is your assistant, so if he says they're not spoiled, then they're not spoiled?
来人，把那收缴的食盒拿上来，本部亲自尝尝看。
Uh-oh. Somebody bring the confiscated food box here. I will personally taste it. It would be a shame if something had happened to it and we already saw a dog was eating it.
先生，食盒是空的。
Shen, the food box is empty. That was my one clue. That was like, oh yeah, we haven't done the food box thing yet. because we saw that the dog was eating it and that hasn't come up. So we're not done with the food box. Shen, the food box is empty.
里面的包子怎么不见了？
Where did the buns inside go?
馊包子都被你吃光了吧？
Your assistant ate all the spoiled buns.
我明明就只吃了一个，
I clearly ate only one.
而且它没有馊。
And it was not spoiled.
先生，是马捕头，他把包子都喂狗了。
Shen, Officer Ma, he fed all the buns to the dog.
居然还敢倒打一耙！
You dare turn the tables on me?
你凭什么说本部销毁证据？
How can you accuse me of destroying evidence?
先生，我们现在怎么办？
Shen, what should we do now?
我们换一个角度思考。
Let's look at this from a different perspective.
马捕头是最后进入案发现场的人，
Officer Ma was the last person to enter the crime scene.
血衣应该就是那时候被他烧毁的。
The bloodstained coat were most likely destroyed by him at that time.
如果能证明这一点，就能证明一切。
If we can prove this point, everything will be proven.
对啊，知道罗佩血衣存在的人好像也没几个呀。
Right, there don't seem to be many people who know about Lopez's bloodstained coat.
大人明鉴，血衣明明就是罗世文烧毁的，那姓沈的是在颠倒黑白。
Lord, the bloodstained coat were clearly burned by Lo Shiwen. Shen is distorting the truth.
不，这件证据能证明，烧毁血衣的人不
All
是
right,
罗世文。
the last piece of evidence. No, this evidence proves that the person who burned the bloodstained coat is not Lo Shiwen.
诸位请看，
Piece of evidence that has slipped our minds because it was presented so quickly and then disappeared. Everyone, please take a look.
这是潮高的碎块和罗佩风衣的腰带。
These are fragments of broken rice cake and the belt of Lopez's windcoat?
这些东西是阿福在罗佩家门口的枯井里找到的，应该是罗世文丢弃的。
Afu found these in the dry well near Lopez's house. They'd have been discarded by Lo Shiwen on his way running away.
这些东西跟本部有什么关系？
What do these things have to do with me?
此前我一直没想通，
I hadn't figured it out before.
罗世文出于什么理由要把腰带和风衣分开处理？
Why would Lo Shiwen separately dispose of the belt and the coat?
既然要烧毁，都一并烧了便是。
If the intention was to destroy them, why not burn them together?
确实，这是为什么呢？
Indeed, why would he do so?
只有一个理由能解释：
There is only one reason that can explain it.
罗世文没打算烧毁那件风衣，
Lo Shiwen didn't intend to burn the coat.
他销毁证据的方式就是将风衣和潮膏一起丢进枯井中。
He disposed of the evidence by throwing the coat and the cake together into the dry well.
凶手将证物分多次抛弃的情况也是很常见的。
It is quite common for perpetrators to dispose of evidence in multiple locations.
但那是一件西洋风衣，腰带本是插在衣服背面的腰带环中的。
That was a Western-style coat. The belt should be inserted into the belt loops at the back.
大家有所不知，
There is something that everyone is unaware of.
井下面有个废弃的爬头，腰带被爬头勾住了。
There's a discarded rake head underneath the well. The belt got caught on it.
腰带应该是在马捕头把风衣拉上去的时候，从衣服上脱落的。
The belt would have come off when Officer Ma pulled up the coat.
毕竟马捕头身材高大，无法像阿福一样下井。
After all, Officer Ma is big and tall, unable to go down the well like
因
Officer.
此才没带走井底的巢膏和腰带。
That's why he didn't take the broken cake and the belt from the bottom of the well.
只能臆测，臆测而已。
These are all speculations. Just speculations.
本部可没去找过什么血衣，也没有安排任何人找过。
I did not go to find any bloodstained coat, nor did I arrange for anyone else to do so.
血衣有可能是被罗诗文捡回去了，与本部无关。
It's possible Lo Shiwen took the bloodstained coat back. It has nothing to do with me.
罗诗文已经醒了，有没有去井下捡回血衣？找他一问便知。
Lo Shiwen is awake now. Did he go down to the well to retrieve the bloodstained coat? Just ask him.
而马捕头，你曾调查过枯井，是无可辩驳的事实。
Officer
这件
Ma.
证据可以证明。
It is an undeniable fact that you have investigated the dry well. This can prove it.
决定性的证据就是这根细线。
The decisive evidence is this thin thread.
荒唐！一根线能说明什么？
Absurd. What can a single thread prove?
这根细线是在井壁的砖缝中找到的。
This thin thread was found in the gap between the bricks on the well wall.
线上没沾多少灰尘，也没有日晒雨淋的痕迹，显然是最近卡进去的。
The thread is clean and intact, not exposed to sun or rain. Clearly, it got stuck in recently.
这根细线与马捕头有何关联？
What is the connection between this thin thread and Officer Ma?
县老爷，这根细线红黄相间，颜色很特别。
Judge Chang, this thin thread is red and yellow. Its color is quite distinctive.
它红色的部分呈黑赤色，不是染料的颜色，更像是风干多年的血渍。
The red part of it is dark crimson, not dye color. It looks more like long dried bloodstains.
黄色的部分也显旧，原本应当是酒黄色。
The yellow part appears aged. Originally, it should have been a bright yellow color.
还请二位说得再明白些。
Might I kindly ask both of you to explain more clearly?
在下愿为大人指出，此细线与马捕头之间的关联。
I would like to point out the connection between this thread and Officer Ma. We saw it on his big picture.
"这根细线是马捕头的刀穗。
The thin thread is from the tassel from Officer Ma's sword. There's actually even still one more piece of evidence. This is what I love about this game. There's so many moments of like, oh shit.
刀穗沾有风干的血渍，
The tassel has
是马捕头佩刀上独有的特征。
forgot the word tassel. Fair enough. The tassel has dried bloodstains on it, which is a unique characteristic of Officer Ma's sword.
细线很可能是马捕头趴在井口拿刀往下探时卡进石缝中。
The thread got stuck in the crevice as Officer Ma leaned over the well, probing with his sword.
马捕头，有次你为抓逃犯损坏了刀鞘，刀穗满是血渍，本官很是感动。
Ma, during the pursuit of a fugitive, you damaged your scabbard. The bloodstained tassel moved me.
本官曾借走你的刀，命人用上好的木料打造新刀鞘。
I borrowed your sword, had the new scabbard crafted using high-quality wood.
刚刚，本官又细细看了这根线，
Just
的
now,
确是你刀穗上的呀。
just now I took a closer look at this thread. It is indeed from your tassel.
不是我，
No, it's not me.
我是调查过那口井，但什么也没找到。
I did investigate the well, but I didn't find anything.
也说不定血衣被其他人先拿走了。
It's also possible someone else took the bloodstained coat before I had a chance.
马捕头，你刚刚不是还说没有安排任何人去找过血衣吗？
Officer Ma, didn't you just say you didn't order anyone to look for the bloodstained coat?
除罗氏文外，知道血衣存在的人，当时都在罗佩家中。
Except Lo Shiwen, everyone who knew about the bloodstained coat was at Lo Pei's house.
不过你、我、阿福和张知县而已。
It was only you, me, Afu, and Judge Chang who knew about it.
马捕头，这到底是怎么回事？
Officer Ma, what is the truth behind all this?
姓沈的，你再血口喷人，休怪刀剑无眼！
Shen, stop accusing others without evidence. Don't blame the weapon if harm comes your way.
马捕头，你且先把刀放下。
Officer Ma, for now, please put down the sword.
大人，那姓沈的欺人太甚，
Lord, Shen is being too oppressive.
本部蒙冤受屈，心中不服。
I have been wronged and treated unfairly. I cannot accept it in my heart.
纵然本官相信你有冤屈，
Even if I believe you are being treated unjustly,
血衣之事，你总得给我一个解释吧？
you still need to give me an explanation for the bloodstained coat.
姓沈的巧舌如簧，我有口难辩。
Shen has a silver tongue. It's hard for me to defend myself.
若你有证据能证明自己的清白，也行啊。
If you have evidence to prove your innocence, that would be acceptable too.
大人，我若有办法自证清白，
Lord, if I have a way to prove my innocence,
可否请大人治那姓沈的诬告之罪？
could you please help in bringing charges against Shen for false accusation?
这个嘛，
For this matter,
本朝律法对诬告处罚极重。沈先生毕竟是本官请来，
the punishment for false accusation in our dynasty is severe, but Mr. Shen was invited by me.
难道大人是打定心思要护短了？
Are you suggesting, my lord, that you have made up your mind to show favoritism?
大人，若真的冤枉了马捕头，在下甘愿受罚。
Judge Chang, if Officer Ma is truly innocent, I am willing to accept punishment.
先生，
Shen!
马捕头，你现在可以说了吧？什么能证明你是清白的？
Officer Ma, can you speak out now? What can prove your innocence?
是，
Yes.
大人，姓沈的对本部之指控皆为臆测，毫无根据可言。
Lord, Shen's accusations against me are all based on speculation. They have no basis.
那件血衣，本部从未见过，无从解释。
I've never seen the bloodstained coat, so I cannot provide any explanation for it.
非要说的话，有可能是杨二烧的，毕竟他是罗时文的同党。
It is possible that Yang Er burned the clothing, since he is an accomplice of Lo Shiwen.
至于本部的清白，只需看一下死者的手就知道了。
To determine my innocence, all you need to do is take a look at the hands of the deceased.
吴大娘，死者的手有什么特别的吗？
I have to get this hair out of my nose. It's driving me nuts. directly at you more? There we go. My poor baby, who's covered in fur. Antivo, is there anything special about the hands of the deceased?
死者的指尖有擦伤和挫伤，指甲及其周围的皮肉均有破损。
Fingertips have abrasions and bruises, with the nails and surrounding skin being damaged.
这是他垂死挣扎时用力抓挠所留下的抵抗伤。
These are resistance wounds left by her struggling to scratch and claw before death.
因此，你认为凶手身上会有抓伤？
Therefore, do you believe the murderer would have scratch marks on their body?
准确的说，是手上。
More precisely, on his hands.
道理我给马捕头讲过，在扼杀类案件中，
The logic I've explained to Officer Ma before is that in case of asphyxiation,
受害者会本能地抓住扼颈力量的来源，用力往外拉进行抵抗。
the victim will instinctively grab the source of the strangulation force and pull outward to resist.
因此，往往会在凶手的手部留下抓痕。
Therefore, it often leaves scratch marks on the murderer's hands.
可是大娘，这个案子的凶器不是画轴吗？
But Auntie, wasn't the murder weapon in this case a scroll
吕
painting?
先生在抵抗的时候抓的也应该是画轴吧？
Miss Liu, when resisting, would have been grabbing the scroll, right?
你仔细看看那轴画，上面有抓挠痕迹吗？
Take a closer look at the painting. Are there scratch marks on it?
没有，只有些挤压痕迹。
There are no scratch marks, only signs of compression.
死者头发和背上都没沾染墙灰或地上的尘土，是被人从背后扼杀的。
No wall, dust, or floor dirt in the victim's hair or back shows she was strangled from behind.
凶手的双手会放在距画轴中心较近的区域，这
The
样
murderer-
才能控制住受害者。
Well, we've already determined the bamboo cutter thing didn't have the bamboos. Do you mean the bamboo cutter person or the bamboo cutter tool? The murderer's hands would have been placed near the center of the scroll, so as to control the
既
victim.
然受害者抵抗时没有抓画轴，那就只能抓手了。
How would that create the two little thingies? Since the victim wasn't able to grab the scroll during the struggle, she'd only grab the hand.
您的意思是，只需检查一下马捕头的手，就能知道他是否为真凶？
Hmm. Yeah, that doesn't make any sense, sorry. It's a knife, it would have sliced the scroll. You mean by simply examining Officer Ma's hand, we can determine if he's the real murderer? Also, she would have been cutting up her hand.
捉奸罢了。
This is just my humble opinion. You say gloves? Officer Ma rolls up his sleeves.
本部的双手干干净净，清清白白。
My hands are clean and clear. I'm innocent.
大娘，有没有可能马捕头行凶时戴了手套呢？
Here's an answer to your question, Pocket Cow. Auntie, is it possible Officer Ma wore gloves when he committed the crime?
那姑娘挣扎时把指甲都抓破了。
The girl scratched her nails when she struggled.
那么用力，即使是隔着衣服，也会留下淤青的。
She grabbed so hard, even through clothes there would be bruises.
姓沈的，现在你还有什么可说的？
What do you have to say now, Shen?
根据本朝刑律，诬告者罪加3等。
The legal code states the crime of false accusation shall be punished with third-degree offense.
诬告本部的罪名是什么？杀人？
What is the crime you falsely accuse me of? Murder?
那可是死罪呀！
That's a capital crime.
沈先生，马捕头已经出示了证据。
Mr. Shen, Officer Ma has already presented the evidence.
你还坚持认为他是凶手吗？
Do you still insist he is the murderer?
你现在撤销指控还来得及，本官就当一切都没有发生过。
For Judge Chang, he's in a rough position because he should punish us, except that he specifically asked us, hey, who do you think it is? So rules of hospitality also makes it weird for him to try and judge us for it. We didn't just walk up and accuse him. He was just like, yo, who do you think? So it puts him in a weird spot. You can still withdraw the charges for now. I will treat everything as if it never happened.
先生，要不我们从长计议？
Shen, shall we take this time to consider the matter thoroughly?
虽然在这种情况下让马捕头逃掉了很不甘心，
Although it is frustrating to let Officer Ma escape in this case, we'll have to accept it.
看来，沈先生也找不出纰漏。
Yes, but even if we do, at this point, it's about... Then we just don't have any... We don't know who it is. But we have to prove it's Officer Ma. If it's Officer Ma. It appears Mr. Shen cannot find any loopholes either. Proving it isn't Xi Wen only just proves that Ma is wrong. It doesn't help us not let him off the hook.
大人，沈先生这种情况真的不曾诬告吗？
Lord, in such a situation, can we really not consider Mr. Shen's actions as false accusation?
适可而止吧，马捕头。
Know when to stop, Officer Ma.
看来这个案子一时半会儿也不会有结论。今天就先审到这里吧。
Seems this case won't have a conclusion anytime soon. Let's adjourn this hearing for today. Wait a moment.
大人，我坚持认为马捕头是凶手。
Judge, I still firmly believe that Officer Ma is the murderer.
沈先生，即使这样，你仍然有把握证明马捕头是凶手？
Mr. Shen, even so, are you confident you can prove conclusively Officer Ma is the killer?
我想试一试。
I'd like to give it a try.
姓沈的，刚才乌大娘说的那些话，你都当是耳旁风吗？
Shen, did you simply disregard what Auntie Vu said earlier as if it were nothing?
我本来还想看在张大人的份上放你一马，现在这事儿没完。
I was initially planning to let you off the hook for the Lord's sake, but now it is far from over.
沈先生，本官只能给你一次机会。
Mr. Shen, I can only give you one chance. So the one at the very end seems to be only one chance without the lives, even though we have those like that life bar for the rest of it. Because this is the second time we have one chance at the very, very end. Thank you, Judge Chang. One chance is enough.
先生，你打算怎么证明啊？
Shen, how do you plan to prove it then?
是马捕头用某种方法掩盖了伤口吗？
Did Officer Ma conceal the wound in some way?
还是说，吕先生手指的伤并不是抵抗伤？
Is it possible Miss Liu's finger injury was not a defensive wound?
我刚才在心中把案子复盘了一遍，目前的推理链条没有出错。
I just reviewed the case in my mind. The current line of reasoning seems to be correct.
只是马捕头从一个新的角度提出了反证。
However, Officer Ma has presented a counter-argument from a new angle.
我们也应该转变思考角度。
We should also shift our perspective and consider alternate
不去
angles.
讨论是否的问题， 而是思考一下。
Instead of discussing whether something is true or not, let's take a moment to contemplate.
为什么马捕头的手上没有抓伤？
Why are there no scratch marks on Officer Ma's hands?
请沈先生出示证据吧。
Mr. Shang, please present the evidence.
能解释马捕头手上为何没有抓伤的证物是：
One possible explanation for the lack of scratches on Officer Ma's hands is...
“马捕头的手上之所以没有抓伤，
The reason why there are no scratches on Officer Ma's hands is...
是因为他戴了护臂。
he is wearing arm guards.
不久前，他找铁匠加固过一副。
Not long ago, he had the arm guards reinforced by a blacksmith.
小沈呐，你不是在开玩笑吧？
Shen, are you kidding me?
护臂保护的是手臂，没法保护手。
The arm guard protects the forearm, not the hands.
如果马捕头用手臂反扣住画轴呢？
What if Officer Ma used his arms to hold the scroll tightly?
那样扣不紧，即使受害者没挣脱，也会在下巴上留下伤痕。
No, it wouldn't be tightly secured. There'd be bruises on the chin, even if she didn't break free.
但事实上，她只有颈部有扼痕。
But in fact, she only had strangulation marks on her neck.
只有颈部有扼痕。
Only strangulation marks on the neck.
沈先生，马捕头的手上没伤痕，即使本官同意你的说法，
Mr. Shen, there are no injuries on Officer Ma's hands. Even if I agree with your argument,
也很难就此认定他是凶手吧？
it is still difficult to conclusively determine that he is the murderer, isn't it?
他的确有可能带着护具行凶，但也可能真的跟案子没关系。
He could have killed her wearing armed guards, but it's also possible it's not related at all.
如果知道了本案真正的凶器，一切就完全不同。
If we were to find the true weapon used in this case, things would be totally different.
真正的凶器，
The true murder weapon?
凶器难道不是画轴吗？
Isn't the murder weapon the scroll?
真正的凶器是
The true murder weapon is... So she was
事实上
scratching at the arm
护臂
guards.
才是真正的凶器。
The true murder weapon is actually the arm guard.
什么？
What?
此话怎讲啊？
How do you explain that?
吕姑娘的确是被马捕头从背后扼杀的，
Miss Liu was indeed strangled from behind by Officer Ma.
但扼住她脖子的并不是画轴，而是马捕头戴着护臂的手臂。
It was not the scroll that strangled her, but rather the arm of Officer Ma wearing a guard.
吕姑娘挣扎时，抓的是经铁匠加固过的护臂。
When Miss Liu struggled, she grabbed the reinforced arm guard of Officer Ma.
才没有在马捕头的手上留下抓痕。
That's why there were no scratch marks left on Officer Ma's
这都
hands.
是臆测，你没有证据。
This is speculation. You have no evidence.
吕姑娘脖子上的扼痕就是证据。
The strangulation marks on Miss Liu's hands are the evidence.
铁匠
On her
制
neck,
器
excuse
谱上
me.
标注了护臂的详细尺寸，将扼痕与之对比，即可发现，
Compare the strangulation marks with the measurements of the arm guards in the
你护
manual.
臂上那两根绑带的间隔和粗细，与扼痕中的竖纹完全一致。
Your arm guard straps perfectly match with the vertical bars in the strangulation mark.
相比画轴，扼痕的宽度也更吻合。
The width of the strangulation mark also matches better compared to the scroll painting.
凡有接触，必留痕迹。
All contact leaves traces.
即便你销毁了护臂，只要找铁匠阿大来核对，就能调查清楚。
Even if you destroyed the arm guards, blacksmith Cheng Ta can help verify the truth.
那为何画轴上的绑带也恰好吻合？
Then why do the straps on the scroll painting also match perfectly?
画轴是你精心准备的伪凶器。
The scroll painting is a meticulously prepared fake weapon.
上面的绑带是从护臂上拆下来的。
The straps on the scroll painting were dismantled from the arm guard.
之前我就觉得很奇怪，画轴一般以缎为带。
I found it strange before as well. Scroll paintings are usually bound with silk ribbon, so that it doesn't squish the painting. And also, the painting was, for some reason, already on the table when the delivery boy came in. Why would it have been taken off the wall?
为何这株画上要绑皮带，而且是2根？
Why is there a leather strap on this scroll painting? Why are there 2 of them?
这想必是你注意到护臂留下的恶痕后所做的补救。
This must be your attempt to cover up after noticing the strangulation marks left by your arm guard.
认罪吧，马捕头。
Confess, Officer Ma.
你已经无从抵赖了。
You can no longer deny it.
人确实是我杀的。
The question is why? Do we know? It was indeed me who killed her.
马大伟，你为何要杀一个女修撰呢？
Ma Tawei, why did you kill the female editor?
你倒是说话呀！
You, say something.
马捕头杀害吕姑娘，或许是为了这个人。
Officer Ma killed Miss Liu, perhaps for the sake of this person. His beloved, Lope.
吕姑娘在镇上的人际关系很简单，
Miss Liu had a simple social relationship in town.
除罗世文外，就只有罗佩有动机杀害她了。
Apart from Lo Shiwen, the only person with a motive to kill her is Lope.
罗佩，吕碧城可是他的修撰呢。
Lope? Wasn't Liu Picheng his editor?
孩童点点曾遇见2人发生冲突，
The child Tiantian witnessed a conflict between the 2 of them.
起因是吕姑娘希望罗佩将罗世文作为小说的共撰人公布。
Yeah, definitely not. He was just a big fan, guys. A big fan that he was willing to kill for. That's definitely like the level of fanhood that's totally normal. The cause was that Miss Liu wanted Lope to announce Lo Shiwen as co-author of the novel.
这是罗世文的胡言乱语，镇上无人相信。
This is just Lo Shiwen's nonsense. No one in town believes it.
空穴来风，有的时候流言反而更贴近事实。
Rumors can sometimes be close to the truth, even if they are based on baseless claims.
此话怎讲？
What do you mean by that?
我读过罗佩的小说，搜查现场时也看了不少罗世文的手稿。
I have read Lope's novels, and during the investigation, I have seen Lo Shiwen's manuscripts.
作为侦探故事，2人作品中的核心轨迹，确实像是同一人设计的。
As detective stories, the core tricks in both of their works are truly designed by one person.
那为何没有人相信罗世文呢？
Why doesn't anyone believe Lo Shiwen then?
罗佩写的故事，人物鲜活，情节紧凑，叫人手不释卷。
Lope's stories have vivid characters and tightly woven plots that keep readers engaged.
罗世文写文章四季流水账，读起来味同嚼蜡。
Lo Shiwen's writing seems like a mere list of events, making it tedious and boring to read. As it turns out, this criminally minded person was only good at coming up with the methods of the crimes and not the actual creative writing part. I'm sure that's a coincidence.
所以众人只当他是嫉妒罗佩。
Therefore, everyone assumes that he is simply jealous of Lope.
吕碧城却注意到了此事。
But Lu Picheng noticed this matter?
我在罗世文的书桌上找到了半封信，看字迹是吕姑娘写的。
I found a half-written letter on Lo Shiwen's desk. The handwriting appears to be from this Miss Liu.
内容上看，吕姑娘打算检举罗佩。
Based on its content, Miss Liu intended to expose Lope.
此举，怕是引起了罗佩的恐慌。
This move might have caused Lope to panic.
于是他利用马捕头对他的崇拜，教唆杀人。
He took advantage of the admiration of Officer Ma and instigated him to commit murder.
不，罗翁是无辜的，都是我自作主张。
No, Master Lo is innocent. It's all my fault for acting on my own.
吕碧城受人蛊惑，要毁掉罗翁。
Lu Picheng was bewitched by someone who wanted to destroy Master Lo.
我是实在看不下去了，才出此下策。
I couldn't bear to watch any longer. I resorted to this plan.
此话怎讲啊？
What do you mean?
那天罗翁找我喝茶，我才知道。
That day when Master Lo invited me for tea, I finally knew.
吕碧城竟打算以修撰身份，强行将罗世文列为罗翁小说的共撰人。
As editor, Lu Picheng planned to forcefully list Lo Shiwen as co-author of Master Lo's novel. Remember that time that he was witnessed dramatically drawing his sword and asking why this could happen to Lo Shiwen? I mean Lope?
罗世文可是个大烟鬼呀！
Lo Shiwen is a heavy smoker.
当时我就气得急火攻心，拔刀指天。
At the time, I was furious that I drew my sword and pointed it towards the
实
sky.
在不忍心罗翁一世英名就此毁于一旦。
It is heartbreaking to see Master Lo's lifelong reputation being ruined this way.
可罗翁心善，还安慰我。吕碧城心意已决，而他淡泊名利。
Master Lo was kind. He comforted me. Lu Picheng was resolved. He's indifferent to the fame.
他说他昨晚约了罗世文聊一下，想给罗世文一个回头是岸的机会。
He said he'd arranged a chat with Lo Shiwen last night to give him a chance to mend his ways.
我听了这话，倒是心生一计。
Upon hearing this, I came up with a plan.
只要将吕碧城灭口，再嫁祸给罗世文，就能保护罗翁。
If I kill Lu Picheng and frame Lo Shiwen, I can protect Master Lo.
所以，吕先生嘴角的潮膏，也是你栽赃罗世文用的？
So, the breadcrumbs on the crumbs on the corner of Miss Liu's mouth were also planted by you to frame Lo Shiwen?
那是我第二次进入现场释放的。
Those were placed by me when I entered the scene for the second time.
说说昨晚的事吧。
Please tell me what happened last night.
昨晚之事，沈先生已经说得八九不离十了。
Mr. Shen has already explained most of what happened last night.
我一晚上都在跟踪吕碧城，并寻找下手机会。
I spent the whole night following Lu Picheng and looking for a chance to kill her.
听他跟罗世文那个白眼狼吵架，看他在桥边哭。
I heard her arguing with that untrustworthy Lo Shiwen. Saw her crying by the bridge.
还遇到沈先生疫情后，突然跑去了罗世文家。
After she encountered Mr. Shen and Afu, she suddenly ran to Lo Shiwen's house.
正好给了我机会。
This gave me the perfect opportunity.
当时，吕碧城正在专注的写信，根本没有注意到我在他身后。
At that moment, Liu Picheng focused on writing a letter, and didn't notice me
当我
behind
瞥
her.
见信的内容时，我更确定他该死。我就从背后。
When I glimpsed at the content, I was even more certain of her guilt. From behind her...
他断气后，我把护臂上的皮带绑到了画轴上，把尸体放进了衣柜中。
After she died, I tied the belt on my arm guard of the scroll, and put the corpse in the wardrobe.
原以为这样就能把这一切推给罗世文，却没想到。
In this way, I thought I could blame everything on Lo Shiwen. But I never expected...
却没想到，在差不多的时间，罗世文对罗佩也动了杀心。
But you didn't expect that around the same time, Lo Shiwen had decided to kill Lo Pei.
"造化弄人，你想构陷罗世文杀人？
Fate plays tricks on us. You were trying to frame Lo Shiwen for murder.
罗世文却在杀害罗佩。
Lo Shiwen, on the other hand, was the one who murdered Lo Pei.
对本案而言，他竟意外地有了不在场证明。
Surprisingly, Lo Shiwen unexpectedly had an alibi in the relation to this case.
你不得不再次进入现场，烧血衣，点炭盆，以误导乌大娘的判断。
You had to go back to burn the coat and heat the charcoal to mislead Auntie Vu.
好你个马大伟，你到底跟老申撒了多少谎？
How many lies have you told me, Ma Tawei?
撒下的一个谎，往往需另一谎言来遮掩。
A lie often requires another lie to cover it up.
斗士一阵第7章，第1行。
First line, Chapter 7, Confined Room Mystery.
石先生，你也
Mr. Shen, you were also...
来人，把马大伟押入大牢。
Come on, take Ma Tawei to the jail. Solved. "15 minutes later, at Court's prison cell, Sheng Chapin explained to Lo Shiwen
太傻了，
something something. Did anyone catch that? It was very fast. I did not click next on that. It just wanted me to read it that fast, apparently. I'm so foolish.
竟然对吕修传说出了那么多过分的话，
I said many rude things to Miss Liu.
所有人都笑我是疯子的时候，我多希望能有人相信我。
I think it was basically to the effect of we told Lo Shiwen the events of what happened with the editor.
哪怕只有一个，
Even if there was only one.
当这个人真的出现时，我却不相信他，反而怀疑他的动机。
This person finally appeared. I didn't believe her. Instead, I suspected her motives.
他们说的没错，我就是个白眼狼。
What others have said is true. I am ungrateful and vicious.
这不全是你的错。
It's not all your fault.
被打压太久后，难免会多疑。
After being suppressed for too long, it is inevitable that you would doubt yourself.
沈先生，我曾栽赃陷害你，你还
I don't know, Shen. That might excuse a crime of passion, but you went pretty all out there, my guy. I mean, it wouldn't excuse. It might explain a crime of passion, but there's a bit more to it. Mr. Shen, I once framed you, but you helped me instead.
其实，我这么做也是为了自己。
Actually, I did it for myself.
我来找你，是想了解《斗士一阵》这本书。
I came to you to learn about the book, The Confined Room Mystery.
我们主要想知道你是怎么想出斗士一阵中的诡计的。
We mainly want to know how you came up with the twist in that book.
为什么偏要问这本？
Why do you have to ask about this book?
我不知道。
I don't know.
啊？不知道。
Don't know.
沈先生，你们的确厉害，把我完全看透了。
Mr. Shen, you are really smart. You've seen through me completely.
斗士一阵，才是我杀害罗佩的真正原因。
The Confined Room Mystery. That's the real reason I killed Lope.
半年前，罗佩随吕秀传去了趟扬州，拜访金瓷书局。
Half a year ago, Lope went to Yangtze with Miss Liu to visit the Golden Words.
回来后，就写出了《斗士一阵》。
After returning, he wrote The Confined Room Mystery.
前些日子，吕秀传来找我，
The other day, Miss Liu came to see me.
说他发现罗佩书中的点子都不是自己想的。
She said she found out that the ideas in most of Lope's books were not his own.
他认为那样不对。我是书的共撰人，罗佩应当在书上给我署名。
She thought that was wrong. I was co-author of his books. Lope should have put my name on it.
我去找罗佩谈，他却不断跟我炫耀斗士一阵有多成功。
I went to talk to Lope, but he kept showing me how successful the Confined Room Mystery was.
而我是可有可无的。
Saying he could write books on his own. I'm dispensable.
这话确实让人生气。
This is really irritating.
我没觉得生气，
I was not angry.
我自知是个无用之人，除了会八股，一无所长。
I know I'm useless. I'm good at nothing but the Imperial examination.
国翁文采斐然，在文墨圈交友广泛。
Master Lo has brilliant literary talent. He has made many friends in that circle.
只有他能把我的点子变成故事。
Only he can turn my ideas into stories.
看到书迷喜欢故事里的轨迹，我内心
Seeing fans like the
其
twists
实
in
是
this,
很开心的。
seeing fans like the twists in the story, my heart. Actually, I'm very happy.
但《斗士一阵》却让你意识到，自己不是唯一的。
But the Confined Room Mystery made you realize you're not the only one.
他怎么能有别人的轨迹？
How can you use other people's plot twists?
那我的存在还有什么价值？
What is the point of my life?
既然我的存在没有价值了，
Since my life has no meaning,
那就一起灭亡好了。
Then let's die together!
我才杀了他！
That's why I killed him!
我才杀了他！
That's why I killed him.
沈先生，罗世文又发癫了，你们赶紧离开吧。
Mr. Shen, Lo Shiwen is going crazy again. You should leave right now.
该给他吃戒烟丹了。
It's time to give him smoking cessation pills.
先生，难道热爱是一件坏事吗？
So, in the end, his final straw was not that he was stealing ideas. And it wasn't even that he wasn't crediting him, even though he was a bit upset about it. His final straw was when he realized he was using other people's ideas too. Shen, is it a bad thing to have passion
为
for
何突然
something?
这么晚？
Why do you suddenly ask me this?
我感觉马捕头和罗世文都发自内心的热爱侦探小说。
I feel that both Officer Ma and Lo Shiwen genuinely love detective novels.
但两人竟都因此杀了人。
But both of them killed someone because of it.
我在想，会不会有一天，
I wonder if one day
我热爱的格致学也让我做了坏事。
my love of science would make me do bad things too.
罗世文走到这一步，罗佩有很大的责任。
It's hard to determine whether that is environmental or genetic, because he could have triggered it with brain damage from the opium. I mean, either way, yes. Lo Pei bears a great responsibility for Lo Shiwen's current
至于
situation.
你说的问题，
As for the problem you mentioned,
我认为只需区分热爱与狂热即可。
we need to distinguish between love and fanaticism.
啊？狂热？
Fanaticism?
马捕头因为盲目崇拜而丧失了理智，是一种狂热。
Officer Ma's blind worship is a kind of fanaticism.
罗世文则是因为过分执着而逐渐极端，是另一种狂热。
Lo Shiwen's gradually became extreme due to excessive obsession. It's a different
真
type
正
of
的热爱
fanaticism.
是保有理智的。
True love is rational.
明白了，热爱与狂热可能只是一念之差。
Ah, I see.
不过，人在面对自己在意的事物时，真的能时刻保持理智吗？
Can people really stay rational when it comes to things they truly care about? Well, we don't have a good answer to that, apparently. You are really awesome.
吴大娘过奖了。
Auntie B, thank you!
老身说的是你家先生，你小子还得学着点儿。
I'm talking about Mr. Shen. You should learn from him.
那肯定。
Certainly I should.
大娘，是您的分析为这案子指明了方向。
Auntie, it is your analysis that has provided direction for this case.
谦虚啦，要不是你识破了马大伟的诡计，老身差点就成了帮凶。
Hello, Sunshine. We're basically at the end of the chapter, so rough timing. You're being modest. If you hadn't exposed Ma Tawei's plot, I would have almost become his accomplice.
对了，不知晚辈可否向您请教一个关于
It's hot.
尸体姿态的问题？
May I consult you about a question regarding the posture of a corpse? Go ahead. Chang Chengping introduced the characteristics of a corpse to Yangtze. I have a fan pointed directly at Bean, just so you guys know. Obviously, I still feel bad for him, but just so everybody knows, I'm mitigating it as best as possible. I turned the fan towards him instead of towards me. What you described is called opisthotonus. Opisthonotus. Hot damn. I know what it is from like detective novels and shit. It's the knowing how it sounds part that I'm struggling. Because I only know it from books. Anyway, it strongly resembles Zhangji poison?
Huh?
Zhangji, I imagine?
天机药.
Ooh, I got it right. Zhangji.
千机药是用马田子制作的毒药。
Pet the cat. Pet the cat, girl. I know, he's so hot. Actually, he's feeling not too bad. I turned the fan up a little bit. Should I check on your water, baby? Make sure you have enough? I had a lot in it. A poison made from Nux vomica.
服用之后，全身抽搐，痛苦万分。
Come here, baby. Percival, come on, we'll have some more water, please. After ingestion, it causes intense full-body contortions and agonizing pain.
最后头部与足部反向相接而死，状似千机，故此得名。
It results in a posture where the head and feet meet, resembling being tracted, hence the name.
好可怕的药！
What a horrible thing!
马钱子的有毒成分，在西药中名为士地宁。
The toxic component of Nux vomica is known as strychnine in Western medicine.
英国警探对尸体做过毒理实验，排除了士地宁中毒的可能。
The London police have carefully examined the body and found no trace of strychnine. I think it's strychnine. Maybe not.
老绅是不懂的。
I am not an expert in Western medicine, but
既然你这么说，想必是已经反复验证过了。
Since you say so, it must have been repeatedly verified. This battery's dying.
是。
Used to be that I could get more than a stream in out of those headphones, but not anymore. And heaven forbid. Strychnine? Maybe. I thought it was a ch, but it could be a k. Strychnine. Strychnine. Yes.
尸检之学博大精深，老身也就略懂些皮毛。
Forensic science is vast and profound. I only have a superficial understanding of
待
it.
我找认识的老仵作们探讨探讨，再答复你吧。
I will discuss with the old coroners I know, and reply to you later.
多谢吴大娘。
Thank you, Auntie Vu.
衙役在马大伟的住处搜到了还没来得及处理掉的护币。
Soldiers found the armed guards at Matawei's residence that had not been disposed of yet.
上面还找到了几处抓痕。
Several scratches were also found on them.
此案应该是铁案无疑了。
The case should be a solid one, without a doubt.
那就好。
That's good to know.
一连破了2桩案子，沈先生真是神探呐！
Mr. Shen is truly a master detective, having successfully solved 2 cases in a row.
大人谬赞了。
Your praise is too kind, Judge Chang.
也多亏了阿福兄弟从旁协助。
And we owe much to Afu's assistance, too.
嘿嘿嘿嘿。
大人，刚才俺在码头遇到一船夫，好像在找沈先生。
Lord, I met a boatman at the dock just now. He seemed to be looking for Mr. Shen.
先生，王叔来接我们了。
Shen! Uncle Wang is here to pick us up.
既如此，二位赶紧上路吧。
In that case, you two should hurry up and hit the road.
马捕头关在另一处牢中，本官还打算跟他再聊一聊。
Officer Ma is being held in another cell, but I still intend to have a chat with him.
张大人，咱们就此别过。
Judge Chang, let us part ways here then. I know this is the courtroom.
小兄弟，又见面了。
Young lad, nice to see you again.
你我真是有缘呐！要我助你打通推理经脉吗？
Would you like me to help you improve your detective skills?
可现在我不想成为罗翁第二了。
Right now, I don't want to become the next target like Master Lo.
年轻人志向变得快，也不打紧。我这儿还有别的书啊。
Young people's aspirations change quickly. It's alright, I have other books here.
这本《新法罗先生谈》，你看看。
Shall we take a look at this book? New Tales of Mr. Braggadocio.
还有这本《新石头记》，保准你读完打通格致经脉。
And this story, the new story of the stone, will surely open your mind after reading it.
新石头记还跟格致学有关？
The new story of the stone is related to opening one's mind?
小兄弟有所不知，这可是一本理想小说。
You have no idea what this book is about.
它讲的是贾宝玉在辛丑年复活后，乘潜水艇环游地球的故事。
It tells a sci-fi story of someone brought back to life and using a submarine to travel everywhere.
我要读。
I want to read it.
冰老爷，你怎么这么快就把榜给撕了呀？
Soldier, why did you tear down the notice?
周老官看过了，榜也就没用了。
Old Cho has checked it. It's useless now. Here's another thing I wasn't sure if anybody picked up on. They posted the scholar things, right? But it was mentioned a couple of times that the scholar program had been discontinued. That's why Lao Xingpei was out of work, because he was in the scholar program. That was the only thing he did. So why post it?
啊？为什么呀？
Why?
科举在几年前便已废除了，这不是真的同事榜单。
The imperial examination system was abolished years ago. This is not a real exam pass list.
那这张榜是怎么回事啊？
What is the story behind this list then?
应当是为周老先生专门准备的。
It must have been prepared specifically for Mr. Chow.
周老官考了一辈子，
Old Chow spent his whole life taking the exams.
科举没了，接受不了。
The imperial examination system was abolished. It's hard for him to accept.
我琢磨，没考上，总比没盼头好。
I suppose it's better to let him believe the exam still exists than to have no hope at all.
年年来贴一张，也不费事儿。
It's not too much trouble for me to come stick one up every year. So they specifically go out of their way to make a fake list just for the old man who doesn't understand that his life's work has been abolished.
先生，科举废除，老爷爷读了一辈子的书，是不是全都白费了？
The town goes out of its way to make just make a fake poster for the sake of the old man. Shen, with this exam system abolished, does it mean that the scholars' lifelong studies are all wasted?
与其说读的书白费了，不如说，读书的目的应当改变了。
Rather than saying his studies were wasted, we can say the purpose of learning has changed.
但是老爷爷都这个年纪了，
But the old scholar is already at an advanced age.
罗佩还有罗世文，他们会去写小说，难道也是这个原因？
Lo Pei and Lo Shiwen are also scholars. Did they begin to write novels because of this?
革新如洪流，而人如微尘，难免被裹挟其中。
Reform is like a torrential stream. People inevitably get caught up in it, swept up
那
in
为
it.
什么还要废除科举啊？
Why was the imperial examination system abolished then?
科举虽废除，但眼下新学已在推行。
To introduce modern schools and education, old practices need to be abolished.
总归是在朝着更好的方向发展吧。
This is the way of development. Dog.
狗狗乖，
Good dog. Oh.
他怎么就不喜欢先生呢？
Why doesn't it like Shem?
Ah? 点点，你怎么躲在这里啊？
Tintin, why are you hiding in there?
刚才点点在偷听大家讲话，然后就睡着了。
Earlier, Tintin was eavesdropping on a conversation, and then fell asleep.
那你听到什么了？
What did you hear then?
有人说罗老爷是大骗子，大家都唉声叹气，回各自屋子里难过了。
Someone said Master Lo is a fraud, and everyone sighed and went back to their rooms, feeling sad.
点点早就说过罗老爷是坏人了。
Ten has been saying all along Master Lo is a bad person.
下次我要把这个消息告诉吕姐姐。
Next time, Ten will tell Sister Lu about this news.
看来点点还不知道吕先生的事。
Seems Ten is still unaware of Miss Lu's death.
他知道后肯定要伤心一阵子了。
He will definitely be saddened once he finds out. I think it's just, yeah. No, baby, you don't need any hickory sticks. No hickory sticks for the bean. Bean, you are right in my way. Try to play around the cat then. I don't have much to do, I'm just kind of walking to the other side of town now. Alas, so many things happen in one night. It would make a great detective story. Write it down. You could be the next Master Lo. You're gonna be over here now, B? I'll turn back on the fan rotation.
"铁山大哥，案子已经查清了，是马捕头杀害了吕先生。
Changta, the case has been solved. It was Officer Ma who killed Miss Liu.
听说了。
Yeah, I heard about it.
多亏了你的制气谱，我们才得以让马捕头伏法。
Thanks to your ironwork manual, we were able to bring Officer Ma to justice.
有用就好。
I'm glad it was helpful. That's enough of that. He has no more words to say. I heard the two detectives also enjoyed rice cake? No, they like to eat buns. Oh, let's go buy some too.
阿福，你在找什么？
Afu, what are you looking for?
啊？哎，高老板的铺子怎么不见了？
What? How come Mr. Cow's pastry stall is gone?
估计卖完收摊了吧？
I suppose it must have closed down after selling out.
好吧，本来还想带一笼包子上路。
I was planning to get some steamed buns to take on the road.
"哎呀，你们可算来了！
Oh my, you are finally back.
对不起啊，王叔，我们遇上案子耽搁了。
I'm sorry, Uncle Wang. We encountered a case that caused delays.
我猜到会是这样，先快上船吧。
I figured it would be like this. Let's hurry and get on the boat first.
开船了，
We're setting
站
sail.
稳喽！
Steady yourself. Did you just wave to the fish, Afu? I think you just waved to that fish. This game is so pretty. Yeah, I don't know what that says. I hope it's not important. I think it just says something about the end of this sort of part of the story. Maybe, hopefully, I don't know. Oops. Okay, good.
船长，装上这个飞轮，船就能继续行驶啦。
Shipmaster, with this flywheel, we continue our journey.
你呀，和你父亲真是一个性子，做起实验来什么都顾不上。
Afu, you are just like your father. Relentless in experiments, neglecting anything else.
哎，那他也烧过发电机吗？
Oh? Has he also burned a generator while experimenting?
他烧过的东西可比发电机大多了。
The things he's burned are much bigger than generators.
回头有时间我再跟你细讲。眼下先把这飞轮给换上。
When there's time later, I'll tell you more. For now, let's just replace the flywheel.
好。
Okay. It has been a long day, hasn't it?
的确，接连发生了2起命案。
Indeed, 2 consecutive murder cases in a single day.
先生也忙了一天了，快去休息一下吧。
Shen, you've had a busy day too. Get some rest now.
不急，我需要做一下案件记录。
No rush. I need to make some case records.
你也一宿没睡，不去休息一下吗？
You haven't slept all night either. Why not take a break?
他大哥帮我做了一个发条，我要装进我的发明里。
Blacksmith Ta helped me make a spring. I want to install it in my invention.
又有什么新发明？
What new invention do you have now?
保密。
It's a secret.
等我做出来，先生就知道了。
Once I finish it, you'll find out.
可别再把发电机弄坏了。
Don't burn the generator again.
放心，这次我会注意电压的。
Don't worry, I'll pay attention to the voltage this time.
先生，船长已经调转船头，往扬州方向去了。
Shen, the captain has steered the ship towards Yangtze.
咱们去趟金瓷数据，希望在那里能有所发现。
Sure. Let's visit the Golden Words publishing house. Hopefully, we'll discover something there.
先生，要不你再给我讲讲那桩案子吧？
Shen, how about telling me more about that case?
我帮你一起想。
I can help you.
好，正好我打算把案件从头梳理一遍。
Certainly. I was planning to go through the case again from the beginning.
先生，罗佩小说中的作案细节真的与这桩案子一模一样？
Shen, are the details of the crime in Lope's novel really identical to this case? Let me just see really quick. Let me see if it says this is the next chapter or not. I don't think so. I think this is... yeah, okay. Indeed.
事情要从3年前说起。
It all started 3 years ago.
3年前，我在波士顿学习法律。
3 years ago, I was studying law in Boston.
同年8月，我收到哥哥的好友约瑟发来的消息。
In August of the same year, I received a message from Joseph, a good friend of my brother.
哥哥在伦敦的公寓中离奇死亡。
informing me that my brother had died mysteriously in his apartment in London.
我决定前往伦敦，查明真相。
Determined to uncover the truth, I decided to travel to London. This is their London outfit. Isn't it cute?
前面那栋绿色的房子，就是哥哥出事的公寓。
The green house ahead is where my brother met his fate. I'm reasonably sure this is still... Yeah. Oh, now it's the confined room mystery, so... let me check something. Okay, so this is still the final chapter of Chapter 2. The final part of Chapter 2. So I will... no, I would like to finish it. This is like the final section. I would like to finish it, but if everyone's gonna has to leave, then... I can't remember how long this part is. I don't think it's that long. But we could consider it a prelude to the next chapter instead of a postlude to this chapter. What would you guys prefer? This is not officially the start of Chapter 3 yet. This is technically a postlude to Chapter 2. But we could just play it as a prelude to Chapter 3. Okay. That may mean that Chapter 3 might end up having to be in 2 parts. Because, again, I don't know how long Chapter 3 is. I've only played Chapter 1 and 2. I don't know if they get longer. So Chapter 3 might end up being in 2 parts then. And we'll play this as a postlude to... or a prelude to Chapter 3. The hard part of not knowing how long Chapter 3 is I might get, like, the same amount of time in and be like, okay, we'll call it here. But I won't know if there's 3 minutes left or 3 hours left. That's always the hard part of knowing when to call it. Alright. Let's save up. Yeah. But we'll call that next time us's problem. Whew. And I will continue this next Thursday, which I'm very excited for. I really love... We have now seen everything that I've seen. That's not true. I have seen this postlude of Chapter 2. But I really like the storytelling of this game. And there's plenty more chapters to go, so there'll be a lot of stuff that I haven't seen coming up. I love it as well. So I will see no painting stream this Monday. So the next one will be next Thursday. So I don't know how many people we have right now. I will see you guys very soon. I'm gonna, I don't know, go wet my hands with cool water and give my cat a bit of a bath. He's not gonna like it, but I need to make sure he stays cool. I don't want him to overheat. I'm not gonna put him in water. I'm just gonna put cold water on my hands and give him some pets with it. But have a good night, and I will see you on next Thursday. Bye! Oops.